you know, you know,
You guys will be living in the bushes on Route 84 and stuff.
yeah. So, I mean, if people have lived in the clothes, you know, bins and that, so, yeah. But I think if, you know, if the locks aren't on and, you know, and we've worked well with the property owner over the years. You know, and I don't think he's looking to have people living in his
Right.
in his
Well,
place.
sometimes it's not him who makes the
Right,
choice, right?
right.
It's, you know,
But I mean, you know, there's always, you know, the potential, and that's what Tom's job is, to go out and to make sure that doesn't happen. But from what I've seen, you know, he's got, I think, 3 or 4 units for you, and the doors are there and the lock, you know,
I
so.
feel good about it. You feel
Yeah.
good about it? Within reason?
Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, nothing's guaranteed. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, in this climate, if we can help a business owner, you know, maximize his income per square foot without really impacting, you know, quality of life, which I don't think it does in the village residents. I mean, you know, if somebody happened to live in there, yeah, we'd address it if we knew about it, but I don't know that. And, you know, you live in closer than I do.
Yeah.
Would we notice it? I don't know.
Well, you know,
Well,
I'm all on
you
board
got the
with-
people, the comments that you want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all on board with supporting local business.
Yeah, no, and I think it's a great way to utilize excess space in this economy.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I mean, because prior to, you know, COVID and in the last few years, that the property owner split up his units and he made them smaller, you know, to be able to rent them out, because, you know, renting out front to back was not, you know, working. So he rented out the fronts and now he has the back. And what do you do with the back of a building? You know, it's not a storefront, you know. So I think it's innovative on his part. I don't think it's an issue on, you know, our part, or you know, quality of life issue or anything that we have to worry about. And you know, Tom's on top of it. And the not homeowner, but the property owner is really, you know, on top of his property. And I think it shows by how he's maintained it and kept it looking nice. He don't want homeless people in there either, because that you know, hurts his business. So.
Sure. Okay.
So I think we're, you know, I don't have an issue. Greg, you have anything there?
We just mentioned that at the last board meeting, we changed the wording slightly to comply with the county judge's request for changing the wording.
Right.
Minor tweak.
Not either or, but one or the other. Yeah. Okay. Any further comments on Bill A of 2020? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing on Bill A of 2020, and we will open the regular village board meeting. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call. Dean Schofield, Angela Ferrera, Jim Michio, Angela Harrison, Judy Newhart, and Nick Orlano. Need a motion to approve the minutes as presented for the October 5th meeting.
Second.
Discussion, any changes, additions, corrections? Seeing none, all in favor? Opposed?
Roll call.
Motion
Roll
carried.
call.
Oh, roll call, we have to do roll call. I'm sorry, use the microphone for the roll call vote.
Trustee Schofield. Deputy Mayor Farrar. Trustee Solano. Trustee Newhart.
Okay. Okay, I would need a motion to approve Bill A of 2020, which will become local law 2 of 2020, as we just discussed in our local law, or in our public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Trustee Schofield. Deputy Mayor Farrar.
Aye.
Trustee Solano.
Aye.
Trustee Newhart.
Aye.
Motion carried. Water sewer warrant, or no, abstracts, going to abstracts. Water fund, $34,022.50. That was general fund. I'm sorry, did I say water? I meant that was general fund. Water abstract was $16,739.46. Sewer, $7,085.55. Trust and agency, $5,510. Daniel, just real quick, while we're doing this, and we do this often, can you just explain trust and agency? It's the taxes for employees, right?
No,
Where's the mic?
trust,
I'm using my. I mean, we do it every month, and I'm not sure everybody understands what trust and agency is.
trust and agency is used for our escrow, which in regards to all the projects that are going on in the village with planning board, zoning board, so those are all the engineering and all professional fees that go through trust and agency. That's what you're approving when it goes through trust and agency. And we also use trust and agency for payroll, which takes care of all of our payroll taxes, all our deductions, you know, which goes to the IRS, which goes to New York State, which goes to deferred comp, which goes to all the other trust and agency payments that we make every 2 weeks with payroll. But the trust and agency that you do tonight at the board meetings is all the professional services and fees from all of our planning projects. So
Okay.
the Larry Hodges, the
Somebody-
Rodenhouse Jail, and Frederick Clark.
Okay, yeah, I knew it was the payroll stuff. I didn't realize it was also the other.
Yeah, not what you do tonight. What you do tonight is all about professional services.
Thank you. Capital project water, the wellfield expansion, $24,922.25. Capital projects, sewer, I&I improvements. This was the project that National Water Line, water main cleaning did. This was up and down. They did, it was up Jackson Street. It was up on Shirley Avenue, that easement down through Shirley into Colonial, I guess. All that work that was done, this was capital projects for that job is $205,699.35. Thank you, sir. Okay, so I need a motion to approve the
Abstracts.
abstracts as read.
So moved. Second.
Discussion,
Discussion,
roll call vote.
roll call.
Trustee Schofield, Deputy Mayor Ferrara,
Aye.
Trustee Solano,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart,
Motion carried. Just so anybody that's out there listening or anybody in the audience that hasn't been here in a while, because we're doing our meetings with Zoom, we're required to do roll call vote for every vote, no matter how big or small the vote is. So that's the reason we're doing roll call votes on all of these. Okay. We did the local law, water and sewer warrant for the third quarter. You are hereby commanded to receive and collect from the several persons named in the water and sewer accounts and the several sums stated in the last column hereof, opposite their respective names, being a total of $538,235.78. You are further commanded to receive and collect such sums without additional charge between the 15th of October and the 15th of November 2020. Both inclusive and thereafter collect an additional charge of 12% for arrears. I need a motion to approve this. Please
Keep in mind that the residents have the ability to claim
hardship through COVID. It's they need to download a form from the village attesting to their hardship, and such hardship cases will be removed from the collection and surcharges based on late payment. They do need to make arrangements with the village to make their payments, and we do require at least 10% payment to start. So based on all that, I need a motion
to approve the water and sewer warrant for the forthcoming water sewer bill. Discussion.
All in favor?
Roll call vote.
Trustee Schofield, Deputy Mayor Ferrara, Trustee Solano,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart,
Motion carries.
Could I just ask quickly, what is flat in excess mean? On this, I'm looking at you because I'm assuming that you know the water stuff.
Yes, Daniel.
Excess is over the minimum
Over the minimum what?
usage.
We have
And
a,
flat is what is
Minimum.
expected minimum. Okay.
the minimum is based on
Sorry.
minimum usage. But at this point in time, I don't know what it is, but it's a certain, a number. What's the price, the cost?
Minimum is 1,000 cubic feet.
1,000 cubic feet. So that's like the, single person or old elderly couple, maybe, that's what they would use. Anything below that, you pay that number. Anything above that number, you pay per cubic feet.
Got it.
Per 100 cubic foot.
Okay. The flat rate to start. is
Right.
that.
So everybody pays at least the minimum.
Okay.
Even if you didn't use any water at all,
You're still paying.
you
that.
still, that's kind of in the law, and Greg can jump in, but my understanding in the law, and what they call these are not rates, they call them rents. So you're renting the ability to use our water, correct? Water rents. So, to have the water connected to your house, you pay X amount of dollars. Everything over a certain number, which is 1,000 cubic feet, which is 8,000 gallons.
7,400.
Okay, give or take 8,000 gallons. So I always got confused. It's 7.5 gallons per cubic feet and eight gallons per pound, 8 pounds per gallon. Yeah. I'm rounding, David, like you. You're round. I'm rounding like you. So, but that's the thing. So, did we vote and did all that? Okay, that's good. Yeah, I got confused. Okay. Next up is a resolution on the health benefits. Back in the spring and when the COVID started and we were looking at ways to kind of consolidate and save and move forward with, with our staff. And we have a fairly small staff. One of the things that came up and we talked about, and Dan and I discussed it, and Dan looked around at different municipalities throughout the state. And, we provide health insurance for our employees. Depending on when you started, it's 100% back when we first did it, and then it was 5%, and it was, and I'm not sure where 15. Thank you, Dan. As you came on board. So when we looked at our staff and what we could do to save as we move forward, and this is not to target anybody, but we decided that if you've been here a certain amount of time, 10 years, and you've reached the age of 62, which is the basic retirement age under New York State retirement system, that we would, as an incentive to maybe help our, I don't want to say this the wrong way, so Greg, stop me. The people that have the most years retire without too much of a penalty. We decided that if you were 62, had 10 years of service, then you would receive 10 years of paid health care per year of service. And if you're 62, you would receive it till 65. So, see you, Dale. It's one of those things that we can't, we're not asking anybody to take it, but it does give anybody the opportunity at 62 to leave with their benefits. The way we looked at it is the benefit would be a single, no matter what you have now, whether you had a family or, whatever, we would pay a single benefit from 62 to 65. The thought was, as we were looking at it with the beginning of COVID, with the numbers and looking at staffing, that number is cheaper if we hired somebody to replace the person that was here for that long with that benefit. The lower cost of paying the person, and don't take this on Dale. I'm gonna take Dale just because Dale's here. Dale's making X amount of dollars. He's been here 10, 12, 11 years, whatever it is. If he leaves and takes the benefit and we replace Dale, we replace Dale at somebody that's on a younger starting salary. So, and what'd you say? Spryer. Yeah. I've never heard Dale and Spry in the same sentence, and I've known him since.
That's right.
Sprite. I've known Dale since seventh grade, and he's never been spry. Well, maybe when the truant officer was looking for him, but.
Right, can I have that mic?
No, so we look at somebody and just thinking, I don't know Dale Sari, but say Dale Sari is at, 62. And he goes and it costs us $1,800 a year or something in that amount. But we replace Dale with somebody that's gonna make 32. So we save money in the long run. And we give the incentive, and that was the whole thing, was the incentive to move people, out when they, and have them go. So that's where this came from. Working with Dan worked and talked to people throughout the state, what they did, where he came from, and there was a lot of different things. This is what we came up with. At this point in time, it really it affects a limited number of people. But we also have people that started kind of young and 20 years from now or 30 years from now, this could be a savings for us and to go on. And not only that, I think it's something that we can do for the people that have spent the time here. The three that are eligible are in the room tonight. That's not that was not planned. It's nothing there, but Angie has 21 years. And the age, Dale has 11 years, and the age, I don't know, Dave has 17, 18 years. What do you? Well, God. Dave's got 20, but he's got another year to go before he hits the nothing. Give Dave's age away.
So that's at no cost, if I were, no cost to me?
No cost till 65 for a single.
Right.
For a single.
Because, well, when I first started, I was the first one to start paying.
Right. So no, it would be whatever your cost is.
Oh, okay.
Right,
So
whatever
I still have to pay that cost.
That cost.
So I
Yeah.
do a part-time job.
But that, right. Yeah, because as we move forward and if we,
Right.
because I think eventually our costs are gonna have to,
No,
but what do you pay, like 5% or something?
I think I paid 5 to begin with, and then like 3 years later, it went up where everybody was paying like 3% or something.
Yeah, well, it should have been, whatever,
Yeah.
but it's whatever the, whatever you were paying is what you would pay
For a single.
for a single.
But I'm paying for,
You'd have to pay the full cost of the double, of the double. You'd get the single and you pay the excess. Yeah, we can't really justify paying for,
no,
Spouses,
I understand. I
yeah.
just wanna,
so it would be, we would pay whatever you don't pay. And then you would pay whatever, the excess for your wife. So,
is that locked in for 3 years? Or if it goes up for the village, it also goes up for Dale? Is he locked in at that rate
No,
when he
not
retires
locked.
at 62?
No, when the premium changes.
His
that's-
changes too.
it's
Right.
10%.
basically the only two that are locked in at zero are Dave and Angie. Dale is, and then Dingy's, if Dingy,
Yeah, he's important.
yeah, but he's locked in because he was in early, so Dingy doesn't pay either. So when Dingy, Phil Dingman, he's a sewer guy.
He's 3 months behind.
Yeah, so Dan, we didn't need the mic out there for everybody. I'm sorry.
That's the only one.
Where do y'all go?
There's 3 and one doesn't work.
Oh,
Currently, there is nobody at zero. The lowest percentage is 5%, and it's as high as 15. There is nobody that.
Okay, so they did go up to 5%.
Paying,
Okay,
but the lowest percent, like you said, now, the people who've been here the longest are only at 5%. And those, I don't know the exact date when it changed, but.
it was a few years,
15%.
it was a few years back, when we did that.
That's what I just wanted to know.
yeah, okay,
Nobody is at zero.
I forgot that we we had the 5%, but yeah, the time we added 5%, the board took a pay cut. Just so everybody knows, we took a pay cut that year because it was back in when things were really bad, but, it's okay. So 5% is what everybody's, the minimum everybody's paying. So they'll continue to pay that. Yeah, they'll continue to pay that. And then whatever the spouse is, but you know, the 5% is still, you know, a deal. So again, it was brought to us and to Dan and I, and when and with Angelo, and we talked about it based on things going on with COVID and, you know, the cost to the villages and municipalities. So I think it's a good deal. You know, it right now, if you stay, you get vision and dental, and you know, it's 5%, and it's a great deal. We can't make anybody leave, but if you want to leave, we have, you know, you get, this is a little bit we can offer, you know. And you know, Dale's never going anyplace. But no, I think it's long term, and this is not just for now. And again, when, you know, 21 years ago when I started, we had 3 full-time employees, clerk, treasurer, and court clerk. We didn't have anybody in water and sewer that was contracted. You know, building inspector was part-time. We had no fire inspector, you know, so we've kind of added a lot of people, and we have to move forward. I think Tony's the only one that ever retired here, but I don't think he got very much out of his retirement, but so I think we need to set standards as the village progresses, ages, and being an employer. Again, we were an employer for a long time, but even Hans, your wife was here how many years? Your wife was here how many years? Yeah, quite a few. Hans said quite a few, for those not listening. But there was no, I mean, I don't even, if she was in the retirement system, but there was nothing, you know, there for her. So I think in order, there's kind of a twofold. We want to entice people to work for the village, which gives them the opportunity for, you know, a retirement system and some benefits. And we want them to stay here for a long period of time, but we want them out at 62, so we want to get younger people in. So,
But we want to support them closely.
right, exactly. So I think, you know, especially when you have people that dedicate 20, 25 years or whatever to the village, you want to be able to say thank you. And it's not a great cost. And the flip side is that the cost is absorbed because the replacement is a lower rate. So it's not only, you don't only, you know, break even, you actually save money when you do that. And it's we're really only talking 3 years of, you know, so Dan, what was the current number? Do you know? A year? Yeah, it wasn't always like $1,800 or.
The single coverage per month was believe it's like $700.
Yeah. Okay,
The single coverage.
So-
7 times 12, 7 times 10.
About $8,000 a year.
okay, I knew there was an 8.
About $8,000 a year, and then you take the percentage off.
Yeah, so, I mean,
So the village is probably covering for each individual that goes on an annual basis, it's like $7,000.
yeah,
So at a max, like $21,000
Right.
over 3 years.
yeah, that's the max. And again, we'll save that on the other end of that, you know, but without something like this, you have somebody that stays to 65. And then, you know, then you jump back and, you know, so I
Plus the New York State retirement, percentage for tier 6 now is so minimal compared to tier 4, so you're saving on that end too.
yeah, absolutely. So I would entertain a motion to approve the resolution where the village has previously provided health insurance benefits to employees in Village Fishkill, and whereas Village Board of Trustees has desired to establish a policy for health insurance benefits for retired and former full-time employees of the village, and now therefore be resolved as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, roll call vote.
Trustee Schofield, Deputy Mayor Ferrara,
Aye.
Trustee Forlano,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart.
Aye.
Okay, now, one thing that's not here and has not been discussed, and I think we need to discuss it, is our court clerk has been here 20, she's going on 30 years. She's been here a long time. And not to give away her age, but she's young. She is eligible for retirement through Dutchess County at 55. And at 55, I think she'll have somewhere over 30 years. I'm not gonna give, it's a rare case. I don't foresee that in our future. This resolution kind of punishes her because she'd have to stay to 62 to get the same benefit as the people that have been here for 20 years. And again, because of the way the county is set up, she's eligible to retire at 55. She could retire at 55 with 30 plus years. Her salary hasn't been that great. And those of us who've been in the system, you know, it's like 2% a year. So you get, you know, at 25 years, you get half your salary. So at 30, you get 60%, but then it stops. So even if she went to 62, it would cost her in her retirement benefits, because there's a maximum you can get. There's a certain point in time, somewhere around 34 years old or 34 years of service, where it starts costing you money. You know, you're working and you could get more retiring. So, and I think, Greg, we can do this as a resolution for her individually as a one-time deal, that we resolve to offer Kristen McDonald Snipes, we'll get the right word, the same benefit offer at age 55 as we have offered the rest of the staff at 62, as a one-time deal for her, because I mean, you know, for somebody to have over 30 years at 55 in the future is gonna be very rare.
She's a unicorn.
Yeah, yeah. And she's great at her job and, you know, I wish she would stay till 62, but, you know, when we were all discussing this whole process, it came down to she doesn't fit into this. And it's very unfair, you know, that she put in the time and effort to do this and would be almost punished for putting in that time. So my thought was that I didn't want to add anything into the original resolution.
Would you like to have one ready for the next meeting?
Yes, please. Because this fits this can go on, you know, infinitum. I think it works. She's out there and I don't see us having that situation. And if the future board has that issue with somebody, they can deal with it. But I don't think it's fair to her to say, you have to stay till, you know, you're 62 and do, you know, 45 years or whatever it is to get the same benefit. So does anybody, I mean, without a vote, does anybody have an issue with that, you know? I just think we owe it to her. She's been, you know, and I know we have to look at everything as, you know, neutral and not the person, whatever, but, you know, she's got 30 some odd years here and I can't see punishing her and making her work more, making her work for the village longer. No, I just think it's a rare case that was not something we could fit into this resolution. But I do think we need to recognize her position and make sure that she's not discriminated against by her. As the old Ronald Reagan, I'm not gonna use your youth and inexperience against you, but you know, she's put in her time.
We'll have a different resolution for her then. Probably for the next meeting.
Okay, and it'll be just specifically for her and that's it, and nobody else will be in that
We'll
category.
have her name in the resolution.
We'll put her name in the list.
Right. Yep, okay. Good, we're all good on it, we voted?
Yeah.
We did, okay, we didn't vote?
No, he's gonna do the resolution.
No, on the other one, yeah, we did, yeah, the other one we voted. Okay. Reorg meeting. My last. And so, as we go through, reappointment deputy mayor is Angela Ferrera. Need to appoint the clerk, treasurer, and associate justice, Angela Harrison, Dan Borcat, and Carl Wolfson to their positions. Motion to appoint those three for their one-year positions.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Trustee Schofield,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Ferrara,
Aye.
Trustee Furlano,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart.
Aye.
Planning board member Brian Gaston. Motion to appoint Brian Gaston as a planning board member.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Trustee Schofield,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Ferrara,
Aye.
Trustee Furlano,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart.
Aye.
Motion to set our meetings at 6 p.m. on the first and the third Mondays of each month.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Trustee Schofield,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Ferrara,
Aye.
Trustee Forlano,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart,
Aye.
Motion carried. Official newspaper, Poughkeepsie Journal.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Trustee Schofield, Deputy Mayor Ferrara,
Aye.
Trustee Forlano,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart.
Aye.
Committees, water and sewer, Jim Mitchell, Trudy Newhart, buildings, Dean Schofield, Nick Forlano, Public Works, Jim Mitchell, Dean Schofield, Parks, Angelo Ferrara, Trudy Newhart, Police, Angelo and Nick, Fire, Angelo and Trudy, Finance, Dean and Jim. Human Resources, Jim and Angelo, Planning Liaisons, Dean and Trudy, Zoning Liaisons, Angelo and Jim. Court Liaison, Angelo Ferrara, and Business Association Liaison, Nick Forlano. That, I don't believe needs a motion. That's my appointments to committees. Anybody have an issue with the committees they've been appointed to? Okay, very good. Thank you all and congratulate you guys again on your reelection and look forward to another 8 months of this. Usually we do this reorganization right after the June election, but since the election was moved by the governor, it was late this year, so all of those appointments will go through through June. Okay, yeah, Greg, I see that you have answered my question on royal carding. So I guess we need a motion to authorize me to sign the updated agreement, which adds the pickup of Jackson Crossing. We just looking, it was only $300 and some, I think, a month. D20, thank you. It's an increase of $321 a month, which is not a big deal. Motion to authorize me to sign the agreement to increase. Discussion. Roll call.
Trustee Schofield,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Ferrara,
Aye.
Trustee Forlano,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart,
Aye.
Greg, anything else for us?
All I have tonight.
You have a good copy of this agreement for me to sign?
I only have the draft.
Okay,
One, so I'll get the original from the other attorney and I'll get it.
okay, we'll sign it when we get it. Thank you. Building Inspector Thomas, take the mic.
Okay, for the month of September, permit. One sign permit, one CO, 9 site inspections, 13 fire inspections. Which one is items, construction on Burger King is well underway with anticipated November opening. The work on Smoothie King was the old southbound Dunkin' Donuts that be done at 747 Route 9. We have yet another set of revised plans for since delivering it at the 542 should be Route 9, the old Hot Inn, which is now closed and doors are all padlocked. But they are kind of starting to work so that we approve the revised plans. The other thing I want to mention too was at the last meeting, I believe, Mayor, you mentioned about the shopping carts at 992 1004 Main Street. I asked David on that. He has spoken to the manager of Walmart twice, when he was Michelle. The second one, he got so frustrated, he went down to talk to her face to face. Here they have a policy where they hire somebody monthly for the pickup truck to drive around the shopping carts. He explained that was unacceptable because we had not had it picked up in the village probably for several months. We found more shopping carts behind the hotels, so I think he's trying to get her attention. We'll see what that brings in the coming days.
Okay.
Where's 747 Route 9? Is that by the school with the donuts?
Yes,
The Smoothie King going in there?
It's very small, but
Yeah,
if they rely on, they can't take out.
cool, all right, thank you.
What were the revisions on Ramada,
I do not know, I haven't had a chance to look at it.
okay,
Wasn't this, we've been through this before with them, right?
Ramada Inn?
Yeah, with the Ramada Inn.
They've been through the planning board, they're all set to go, so.
I'm surmising that this is the interior work from it now verbally. And I know that well, I'm not sure if Steve knows this point or not, but the applicant looking for a planning board, we're going to do a scope of work in one section hotel.
Right.
Guessing, again, I haven't had a chance to think about guessing that they told it to extend that scope of work, or perhaps decrease, I don't know. But they're not changing anything outside of it. It's all trying to work.
This was that developer that took hotels, old hotels from around and they converted it to the assisted living, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a track record of doing this in other areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when he came here originally about 3-4 years ago, he had one in, I want to say Kingston or Middletown. Yeah. One in Kingston, one in Middletown.
There's one up in the Albany area.
Yeah,
He did that. But I believe, from what I heard from the hotel staff, he was in the process of selling the property, which I think might also lead to the change of plans as well.
Okay.
But I think he was in a very local operation in New Orleans, probably want to do the whole thing in one shot, would make more sense.
I mean,
Right, because remember, he didn't get the tax
Right.
cuts and stuff, right?
Right.
Okay, that was the
Yeah.
same guy, okay.
yep, they came, they went through the whole thing. They were looking for some tax cuts, then they decided to, because originally they were gonna have part of the hotel, the assisted living, and they were gonna have the restaurant and some other part of the hotel. Then they decided to keep the hotel and they left it open and ran it for a while. But, basically, they're still under the same planning board approvals.
Yeah,
So.
the set of plans I had, they were not gonna renovate and replace the hotel, they left in wing, they wanted to touch that at all.
Right,
That was the current plan they were approved. Then we did a property search, because nothing to believe it changed hands. Right after we did the property search, they closed the hotel down, good. That's why my sense is that the new owner, whatever the new plan, obviously, this is gonna hold it over, maybe you left, I don't know.
yeah. Well, I mean, anything that changes significantly will have to come back to the planning board.
Yeah, if any external changes or anything, parking, like that,
Yeah.
Anything internal.
No, just keep us informed. Okay. Yep, you're going right back to the fire department.
All right, report for September 2020, March for the month 37, for fiscal year 125, the calendar year was 252. The alarms for the month consisted of 3 MVAs with injuries, 1 CO incident, 7 cover assignments, 6 dispatch and canceled en route, 19 automatic fire alarms. Mutual aid alarms to Beacon twice, East Bishop each time, North Hamlet once, Roundabout 3 times. 7 structure fire calls and 7 canceled en route. All our equipment. As far as the engine that we had up for bid, the bidding closed at $4,300. I do have an opportunity to counter that bid. Should they not want to counter, we do have another bid that came in just simply because the bidder was not able to bid. So they bid $5,000. And this came from the Jacksons out in East Fishkill. If they want to put milk in or something. Yeah, 1,000 gallons.
Oh, well, that's, what, I'm kind of, I'm mumbling, I'm stumbling here. Maybe we should ask Greg to look into whether we can, I mean, we put it out on a bid. And I don't know, do we have the ability to say,
Well, with Auctions International, if we can't just decline the bid, we have to come back with an counter. We can't just say we're not accepting it.
So
We have to counter, whatever you want to counter.
so we can counter with,
Whatever you want to counter back, I have to put in a counter offer. I just can't decline their bid.
So we can counter with the 5,000 and then turn around and give and sell it to
Jackson?
No, but if you counter with 5,000 and the bidder that put in for the 43 says, yes, that he's supposed to get it.
Yeah, they meet that.
So let's say, let's counter with the 5.
And,
Yeah.
What do you think we get?
yeah, but
if we counter higher,
Jackson,
Jackson bid 5,000.
They can still counter.
They didn't bid through the
Right,
Auctions
right.
International.
I'm saying,
If we counter
above
above 5,000, then Jackson says, never mind, then we own it again.
Well, they can come back and counter, we counter all over again. So let's say we say 10,000 and they say 5,000, and you can accept it for that. They can keep, you can keep going back and forth as much as you want.
Okay, well, do you guys want to do that?
The Auctions International, you just counter, and if they won't come up to your counter, you decline it.
We go to the next bidder.
right,
So
so
if we say to,
auction, we got $4,300 right now. So we say 45. If they don't come back, then we can go to Jackson and say, okay, you can have it for 5.
Whatever you guys want.
All right,
Does
so,
Auctions International, if you counter them, do they then, are they allowed to
It doesn't go
recounter?
back and forth.
It's a
It's a
one-shot
minimum,
deal.
yeah. You come back with a
Okay.
minimum counter, and if they don't want to come up to it, then.
yeah,
So
so,
why don't we put it at 5,000, or we know we're guaranteed to get 5,000?
Yeah.
well, we put it 4,900, 4,900.
Why don't you do 5,300, go a grand higher, if they meet it, great, if they don't, you take the $5,000 from the other people.
What do you guys want to do? I don't care.
You know, I know, but you're a part of it, you know, I mean, it's, yeah, do 5,300, it's a grand more, that's not an unreasonable sum to ask for.
Okay,
And if they say yes, then you sell for
No, they came in
5,300.
at 43. Their
Right,
bid was 43.
But we can counter at a higher rate, right?
Yes.
So we counter at 5,300. If they say no, we go to the $5,000 and we take it from the other people.
Yeah.
And if they suddenly change their mind, then you go to the 4,250. You go down the
No,
most
no, it
recent
stops,
bid, right?
it stops.
Okay, I tried it.
well, yeah, but it stops, but we can always go to them.
Or you just put it back on again.
Yeah.
You know, 5,000.
All right, so, okay, I have no problem with that.
Is there a seller's premium or?
They pay, the buyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. No,
So counter it.
53.
5,300. Try another grand on top of it.
We'll see, and then if not, then we just see what the Jacksons say.
We have it in writing if they offer 5,000.
Okay,
Perfect.
Okay.
good.
Keep that in your pocket. Close.
I can get it.
Just jump on.
Yeah,
it.
that's not- yeah.
Says no.
Yeah, give it to, yeah. Is that the Quint?
Oh. $165,000.
What's the, that the last one we bought?
No, that's the
No, I mean, the last of the old. Where was the Quint? How old was the Quint?
Quint actually was newer than this one.
Yeah,
That was 20 years old when this is 33 years.
yeah. Because I remember the Quint was, Rusty. The meeting, the Rusty Van Pelt came to the board and sold that. It was 2-2 with somebody on the fence, and Rusty came to the board and sold that.
Yep. When you got the Quint.
Do you want to just make a motion if they come back and accept the 53 counter that we accept the bid? Otherwise, we have to wait till the next meeting to do that.
So to accept 53, yeah, so a motion to accept 53 if they accept the count.
Second.
All
In
in favor?
favor?
Roll call.
Trustee Schofield,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Ferrara,
Aye.
Trustee Forlato,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart.
Motion, we have, some new, firemen, Devin Stewart and Michael Cohen, voted active members, at the October 6th meeting, so we need a motion to approve those, two new firemen.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Trustee Schofield,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Ferrara,
Aye.
Trustee Forlato,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart.
Motion carried. Anything else from you guys? What happened with the, pedestrian? Was that Saturday night?
That was minor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the crosswalk, somebody was making.
Ah, okay, but no big deal, no big. You guys were busy for a little while the other night. Anything local, or was all,
Yeah, everything was local.
okay. Thank you very much, appreciate it.
Does that be a quick call meeting tonight? 19? We let them go?
If they would like to, they can go. Thank you. All right, guys. Justice report, 59 vehicle and traffic law cases were filed, 40 cases were closed, 6 misdemeanor cases filed, 7 penal law cases filed, 4 village ordinance parking cases filed. Nothing else. $44,912 was sent to the state comptroller. That was a big drop. It used to be almost 20,000 a month. Police. Mike.
Monkey all coming around.
Activity of the police department for September, there were 2 arrests, 29 service calls, 73 complaints or incidents investigated, 22 traffic summonses issued, 19 automobile accidents investigated, and foot patrol was conducted for 49 hours over the course of 58 different occasions. There's really no items of note. I did speak briefly with Dan before the meeting. We have an officer that his full-time employment is with the Dutchess County Sheriff's Department, and he's planning on retiring from his full-time duties at that location in the end of November. Obviously, he wants to stay here, so we do have to do a resignation reinstatement where he comes off the books for 1 day, and then we can be reappointed. So I will have him direct him to have him submit a letter here and address it at the next meeting.
Okay.
And lastly, back when we made James McKenna lieutenant, lieutenants were formulating a contract to protect them, obviously because they're not in the union anymore. I have a copy of the proposed agreement. I'm going to give this to our council to review. It's essentially the PBA contract, just with the language for lieutenants so that they're covered.
Okay.
I can look it over and just make sure that everything's okay with it and let me know, and then I'll forward it to you guys for signing.
Good.
That's all I have.
Greg, and you're authorized if you need to talk to David Weiss on, his, just because he's been on that. Not that I don't trust you on that, but I'm just authorized. If you feel you wanted to do that, go ahead and talk to David on that. I don't think you really need to, but yeah, that's up to you. But you feel free. Yeah, you have the authority.
Yeah, I'm proposing won't be for action until next month's meeting, once he has his full year here, but I'm gonna be recommending Officer Thomas Stan Antonio to fill the sergeant's position, and his assignment will be directly related to investigations.
Okay.
So I'll be here at the next meeting to address that.
And I know it's probably going to be part of next month's meeting report, but thank you for the car show. Everything seemed to have gone well. We had nice presents and everything seemed to be, very smooth, but I know that's next month, but
I
it's,
appreciate it.
it's on everybody's mind, so
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
No rain for them, first time in 4 years.
Really?
No
Yeah.
rain the last 3 years.
Wow.
It was great.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a beautiful day and they did good. I was surprised that a lot of your other competitors or compatriots weren't open.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Their approaches to business.
Yeah, I mean, we really encouraged the car show not to bring in food
Yeah.
that, would compete and there was no competition. So you probably did pretty good.
We did very well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's what we look for. I mean, that's why we bring these
Yeah,
things in.
I tell them, all the time, be open for these.
Yeah,
you know? I mean,
there was
even if
nobody.
it's
You were the only one.
a small staff, and then have somebody on call.
Yeah.
Just in case it hits.
You were the only one open. I mean, it was amazing. I was like, why?
Well, the weather was everything,
It was beautiful.
because that would have hurt us and the car show,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
So, but it turned out to be
Yeah.
a glorious day for
Yeah,
everybody.
the only one that was upset was Bert because they didn't talk to Bert and he didn't know about it. And,
We'll
but
get them set up for you.
yeah, we talked to him and he got the vent and he was
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
He's good. I stopped in, I don't know, Saturday afternoon. Yeah, it must have been Saturday afternoon, about 4 o'clock. He had nothing.
Yeah.
No
He
bread,
sells- I think he
no
sells
rolls.
almost every day.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I wanted a couple of rolls. He had nothing
Yeah.
in there. So, I mean, that's good.
Absolutely.
I was disappointed, but I was glad for him. He's a good guy. And then we did have Marcus and Sue down and
That was a nice surprise. I didn't
Yeah.
expect you guys to be there. So
yeah,
thank you
no,
again for coming by.
they stopped at Burt's and they have to go to the Alps. Marcus loves the Alps, so we had to go there. And I said,
Yeah.
well, if you only have a short amount of time, I took him to you. So.
Yeah, no, thank you for that.
Um,
It was nice. I have never met Mark before, so.
Oh,
that was
okay,
the
good.
first time.
Yeah. So.
Well, you didn't want to put the one bad text on this summary? I texted him by mistake last week. He met me, I was like, oh, I met another guy. He showed up. So I felt so bad. So thank you again for showing up.
Davey. Not yet.
How about
Now we can hear you.
Trudy, to answer your question about Route 52 there, the state has not gotten back to me. I actually stopped at place down there and asked them to call me, and I called Burnett Boulevard, they haven't gotten back to me.
Thank
Keep
you.
trying.
What's that, huh?
I'm on Route 52 by the Trinity Church, going around the bend. Yeah,
Well,
she wanted to reach out to the state, and let them know something needs to be done there.
the Main Street needs to be redone.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it's over 20 years.
It is 20 years, yeah. You signed the Beacon contract, I believe.
Yes, I did.
All done.
I did that today. Thank you.
And how about the change orders and the substantial completion stuff? You guys need to- You're just gonna sign that, I don't know if you need to get a resolution or anything.
We probably,
Reduction of like $25, I believe, or $23.
yeah, we should probably, even though it's to reduct, yeah, we should get a change, we should get a motion on the change order. So, and I design improvements. Just looking for the number.
I believe it was on the cover page.
So the first one is a closeout package.
Yeah, that's not.
That's the closeout package. So let's do the other one first. Oh, yeah, there. I was on the closeout, not the first. I was behind. So yeah, the change order number one is the deduction of $25.25. That's an honest contractor. I gotta tell you. Anybody that can do that out of a $230,000 contract to give us back $25, I give them credit.
Well, actually, what happened was we deducted the 39,500 for the, out there, and we were able
Right.
to repair it remotely with the robot. And we applied some of that money to other repairs that needed to be done, and they're all balanced out.
Still, as a contractor, I would have made that disappear someplace. So, need a motion to authorize me to sign the change order that reduces the overall contract by $25.25.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Trustee Schofield,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Ferrara, Trustee Furlano,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart.
Aye.
And on another note, I had mentioned at a previous meeting about the PFOS sampling and at one point dioxin. We're in the process of doing that. I dropped 5 samples off at the lab today. They are quite expensive. The local county is holding us to a little tighter schedule than the state. We need to test all our wells quarterly, and that'll be right around $35,000 for the year. For that extra sampling that we didn't need to do back in June, and we have to add that to that. I have been told that the health department, if things come back clean, they may revise their schedule, so we don't have to take care of those vigilantly. So, that's all I have.
All right, and Dave, the contract or the change order, looks like National, they signed in the wrong. He signed in my spot, so
Okay.
we authorized me to sign, just have him fix that
Got it.
and sign in his spot, and I'll sign in my spot. The other thing then we need to authorize is to sign this substantial certification of substantial completion for the work. And that was the number I read earlier, 205,000 number. Well, yeah,
Did you sign it right spot there?
that one, it looks like, first page, it looks like he's got in the right spot, because I'm the owner, so. Need a motion to authorize me to sign this substantial completion.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Trustee Schofield,
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Ferrara,
Aye.
Trustee Furlano,
Aye.
Trustee Newhart.
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, I add the date and title to those. Yeah, he just signed on the wrong page, so
I'll take care of it.
very good. Ambulance, do we have anything with the ambulance that we need to discuss?
No, I don't think so.
We got some more information from MSTAR that we're reviewing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
forward that as soon as possible.
Yeah, and that, like I said, that contract continues and
Yeah, perfect.
until we redo it, so.
Okay, great.
Are you aware that New England service in town?
No,
Yeah, it's actually a competitor with local ambulance.
just ambulance, okay?
LINT vehicle last 4
Ambulance.
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 Where are they based at?
Outside. Robinson Street. Yeah, Blue Wing. Blue bus.
Blue? Lintz, Lintz.
Okay, cool.
Hey, and you know what? It's something to look at.
Yeah,
You know,
of course,
another
now's the time.
competitor, yep. Yep. Daniel.
Everybody should have a copy of the report for September 30th. I don't have anything specific to address this evening, so if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, stop in, shoot me an email.
Have we heard anything about sales tax? I read today in the paper that, you know, with the reconciliation, second quarter was up like 18%, but we know we're, you know, from the state, they reconcile every,
Yeah,
So
I
often.
don't have any additional information.
okay. That's sales tax is the only thing that we're,
Yeah, about, I think it's like 15 to 20 short.
yeah, well, I think, based
It's
on,
just a minimum.
based on if we get our minimum, and what we budgeted, I think we're 18 short. Based on what you had said. I don't think we're gonna get the minimum. I think we're gonna be better, than the minimum. And I have a feeling that our mortgage tax is gonna be up a little bit more than, we budgeted for. So hopefully, anyhow, sales have been pretty good. Anybody have anything for the treasurer? Hey, Hans, do you have anything to add?
No.
Happy anniversary, 45 years, congratulations, very good. Yeah. Yes, yesterday, well, he was. It was yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, yesterday.
45 years.
That's what he's doing here. I was at St. Mary's with my sister and her husband renewing their vows for 50 years yesterday. So, yep. So congratulations, very good. Anybody else, Dale, anything? Dean, you have anything?
Now, the only thing is, I was gonna say Dale took care of the weeds and the sweeper swept.
You didn't
so-
let it get up to me. I was gonna say the same. Thing. I was gonna thank Dale and you for
We're
that.
golden. Well,
So, well done.
quick like bunnies, once we had the opportunity.
One
Great
thing.
job, Byron. Great job. Thank you.
One thing that I didn't write back to your brother, and maybe Dale can go talk to
I stayed out of it.
you know, you can go talk to Keith. We got a letter. He wants that tree, but we got a letter from.
I'm going there, the gate's been locked every time.
Yeah, we got a letter from Lee that said the tree is healthy, and I mean, we're dealing with the tree on Weston. We can't be taking trees down, so. You know, it did move.
The one on Weston is carrying up the driveway.
Yeah, and there's so many
You're
trees.
Your
There's-
address is on Perry, but your driveway's on Weston, so.
Yeah, and there's a lot of trees on Broad Street that are messing up sidewalks that people have to deal with and their driveways. You know, we did you ever hear from her, Greg? The lady on Weston? Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't, we you know, and then with Keith's tree. It's not, it's a healthy tree. Yeah, in a storm a couple of years ago, it moved a little bit, but.
But can we get backup fish? I'll talk to him.
Can't hear you. You don't have a mic.
Well,
Told him last year.
yeah, well, we have a letter, Paulie's got a letter from Lee showing it. Yeah, I
And
just,
as far as the sidewalks, the only ones that I redid are the ones that you put the pavers down
right.
years ago.
Yeah, the rest of them are up to, I mean, Larry did his.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he did good. That's what we expect. He did a good job. He did his sidewalks, and there's a lot when Tom gets caught up. He's got to go around and walk in and see all the. Yeah, so. But other than that, that's the only, thing we got. Angelo?
Nothing other than perhaps the dormancy of Indiana bat will give us some latitude to proceed further in the park.
Okay. Good. Trudy,
Nothing,
nothing? Everything's good?
everything's good.
Well, that's good. Nick?
All good, sir.
All good, okay.
Thank you.
Is there anything else from anybody? Good. And Trudy, you know what we need.
Move to adjourn?
And
We need a roll call vote to.
adjourn.
Trustee Schofield, Deputy Mayor Ferrara, Trustee Forlano, Trustee Newhart.
We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Nick,